Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star based on novel. So let's start. The time and space of the primal secret region, the power center of the human race, were already transformed. Under the control of the new true god, primal chaos city leader, even the laws were already changed. At least the enemies couldn't get to the center in a short time, through God country transportation, or teleportation. After Huge Axe died, the humans had much weaker control over space and time, which was why the United Forces Alliance had been able to reach their center in a short period of time. Waves appeared in the endless remote ocean standing in the space. A being showed up on the waves. "I'm back." Luo Feng stepped on the waves, and the godly power immediately supplied his original body. The godly power also went into boat of mausoleum and supplied the golden horned beast. Both bodies recovered instantly. To the endless remote ocean, such godly power was nothing. The godly power path is indeed complicated and mysterious. Luo Feng waved his hands, and a world ring flew out. The endless waves tumbled and swallowed the world ring. Lots of special materials gained from Universe Boat by Luo Feng in the past 800 years were hidden in that world ring. There were 92,083 kinds of rock material, as well as flames, gases, liquids, metals, and so on. Other than those lifeless objects, pieces of the dead body of Thunder Shuttle Master and Great Thunder Star Master were also in the world ring. There were many routes on the godly power path. Endless remote ocean had the inherited technique creation, which could analyze life genes and create life forms. Naturally, analyzing life genes was the most effective. Before he had gone to Universe Ocean the last time, Luo Feng had put many objects from the original universe in remote ocean for it to analyze. Luo Feng had a simple method. Endless remote ocean could analyze the life forms. His godly power then stayed in the space of inheritance to further study them. Once he had made some breakthrough during the studies, he would use his endless remote ocean for testing again. Unfortunately, the creatures I prepared last time are already rotten. Luo Feng shook his head. Some creatures only have a lifespan of around 1,000 years, so they had already aged to death during the course of study. "Teacher!" Luo Feng shouted on the waves of endless remote ocean. A being showed up beside Luo Feng. It was Primal Chaos City Leader. He wore a golden cape, and his eyes looked as if they had recorded the birth and death of a universe. He appeared very calm, which amazed Luo Feng, as his teacher and Huge Axe had two different auras. Huge Axe was more adventurous and intrepid, while Primal Chaos City Leader was more conservative and reserved. "Congratulations, teacher." Luo Feng noticed the improvement in the power of his teacher. "Still not as impressive as you," said Primal Chaos City Leader. "I just became a Universe Supreme Master, yet you've already killed one. Few in Universe Ocean have killed Universe Supreme Masters." "It's luck," said Luo Feng. "You said before the fight that you had a 30% chance of winning." Primal Chaos City Leader shook his head. "It's not about luck." Luo Feng stopped arguing. He waved his hands, and Star Tower appeared beside him. An armor giving out cyan light flew out from the side gate at the base. An ancient force permeated from the armor, which shocked Primal Chaos City Leader. "Great Thunder Godly Armor." Luo Feng nodded and said, "Yes. Teacher, you just became a Universe Supreme Master, and I just killed that Great Thunder Star Master. This Great Thunder Godly Armor is my gift to congratulate you on becoming a Universe Supreme Master. You don't even have a Supreme True Treasure." Primal Chaos City Leader shook his head. "This Great Thunder Godly Armor would be very useful to you. Keep it for yourself." Luo Feng was dazed. "Teacher, I have several Supreme True Treasures, so I really don't need this one. I came here to give you the armor. Please take it." Primal Chaos City Leader frowned and said, "Stop arguing with me. You know how I am. If this were an attack type, or palace type Supreme True Treasure, I would have taken it already. However, you don't have a Supreme True Treasure armor. You're adventuring through Universe Ocean now, yet I'm guarding the primal universe, and won't go out for a while. I don't need great thunder godly armor. You do. Luo Feng was anxious. How? However, even Darkness Master and Peng Gong Master have a supreme true treasure. But you. He was indeed grateful. But he also had several valuables, so he didn't need this supreme true treasure. As for survival skills, almost nobody in Universe Ocean could compare to him. He had already planned to give Great Thunder Godly armor to his teacher. It's different for Darkness and Peng Gong, said Primal Chaos City Leader. That was during the war. Besides, you have both the attack type and palace type supreme true treasure, which is why I allowed that to happen. As for Great Thunder Godly armor, I don't want it. End of discussion. Luo Feng was dazed, but he had to acquiesce. He realized that his teacher was just balancing the power and rights in the human race. A great being like this wouldn't accept gifts from others for no reason, even from his own disciple. If it was a valuable valueless to his disciple, he would accept it, yet it was a supreme true treasure armor that was vital to his disciple, so he couldn't accept it. I'll adventure through Universe Ocean, Luo Feng thought. I'll keep going on adventures, and if I get new armor, my teacher won't have any excuses to reject it. Luo Feng understood that it was very difficult to get another supreme true treasure armor. Teacher, this is a set true treasure Great Thunder Star Master left after he died, Universe Imperial Cone. Luo Feng pointed to Star Tower, and a set of valuables flew out of the gate at the bottom of Star Tower and floated on the waves. There were 36 triangle cones. Universe Imperial Cone. Primal Chaos City Leader's eyes gleamed, and he exclaimed, "This is a very powerful set true treasures, only second to supreme true treasures. I'll accept this valuable. Thank you." Primal Chaos City Leader could feel the passion of his disciple, and he had already upset his disciple by rejecting the armor. He wanted to make Luo Feng feel better by taking Universe Imperial Cone. After the congratulatory gift, Luo Feng told his teacher, "Teacher, I need to ask you for a favor." Primal Chaos City Leader nodded. "Just say the word." "My remote ocean has the power of creation," said Luo Feng. "I need billions of creatures and objects from the original universe, alive and lifeless. I need them all. Even though I prepared some last time, the original universe is enormous. Only with the power of the entire Hong Alliance can we gather enough material." Primal Chaos City Leader nodded. "This concerns you becoming a Universe Supreme Master. Rest assured, I'll tell the entire Hong Alliance. Even if we search every inch of the original universe. We'll prepare all the materials, valuables, and creatures. How do I give them to you?" "Just put them in the endless remote ocean," said Luo Feng. "Especially those creatures. There are billions of life forms in the universe, and those from the weak races have short lifespans. I might need to practice for tens of millions of years, or even more. Those creatures might die during the period. I'm thinking that we should capture as many as possible so that they can keep breeding. Then I'll have infinite sources to study." Primal Chaos City Leader nodded. "Okay. It's so simple. I'll prepare some world rings and let them live there. Do you have any requirements for their power?" "From the weakest to sector lords," said Luo Feng. "The more powerful a life form is, the more difficult it is to analyze them. I might need a long time to study a sector lord." "Okay, I'll go arrange it now." Primal Chaos City Leader was careful. "Don't capture too many," said Luo Feng. "Just capture a few of them for them to breed. I'll study them, and I won't hurt them. I need as many kinds of life forms as possible, but I only need a few from each kind." Luo Feng was worried that some races might go extinct because of him. After all, there were many universe knights in the Hong Alliance, and when they acted, they might annihilate an entire race. That was why Luo Feng said that he only needed a few from each. "Teacher," said Luo Feng, "I'm going to Universe Ocean now, and please don't tell anyone where I'm going." "Do you mean?" Primal Chaos City Leader understood it immediately. "You want them to think you're still in Universe Boat?" "That's right." Luo Feng nodded. If someone knows that I came back to the original universe, then other powers will know that I've left universe boat. I'm afraid that Peishing Master might get away. Though it's unlikely that he can get away, I don't want to risk it. After all, if he enters Purple Moon Holy Land, I won't be able to do anything about it. Okay. Primal Chaos City leader nodded. He now understood why Luo Feng had chosen to meet him in Endless Remote Ocean. Endless Remote Ocean belonged to Luo Feng. Nobody would know that Luo Feng's original body had already been back to the original universe if Luo Feng showed up here. I won't use Universe Imperial Cone until you kill Peishing Master. Luo Feng shook his head and smiled. It depends on my luck. I still can't be sure whether the wing of Peishing Master is exactly the one I want. I'll leave now, teacher. After saying goodbye, Luo Feng left the human territory and entered Universe Ocean, heading toward Tilted Peak Sector. It would take a long time to get to Tilted Peak Sector. No great beings were able to find the periphery of Universe Ocean, and anyone could get lost if they fly too far in Universe Ocean. In an area where nobody from the 3 universe eras and 2 holy lands had ever been. Hong. In the endless chaos air, an enormous object started to fly at high speed, 1,000,000 times faster than light speed, then 10 million times faster than light speed. The speed limit was nothing to it, and its volume was larger than that of a miniature universe. The giant object was in the shape of a human. The human-shaped object, which was larger than a miniature universe, was flying in a straight line at a steady speed, flying toward the original universe. That enormous thing was flying, yet nobody noticed it. In the inner area of Tilted Peak Sector, a white boat flew by, and Luo Feng was sitting it. That white boat was Boat of Mausoleum, which had changed its size and color. It was a machine-type valuable, so it could change its appearance. However, it still had to be in the shape of a boat. Okay, I understand it. Rest assured. Luo Feng's mind answered in the virtual universe. His target was Peishing Master, so he needed to locate him first. After all, Peishing Master wouldn't just stay in one place and not move. Peishing Master was found 11 years ago, whispered Luo Feng. It's Ice Flower Rock World in Tilted Peak Sector. It might take me around 80 years to get there. That Peishing Master is indeed adventurous. I've been in Tilted Peak Sector for 200 years, and I still haven't found him. I can't believe a new universe master can be this mad. Luo Feng failed to imagine the passion and ambition of a universe master, who had been suppressed for 18 universe eras, and finally got the chance to enter Universe Ocean. Don't disappoint me, Luo Feng thought. I chose you over the valuables left by Jiefan Zi. He then smiled awkwardly. He had already traveled several times to the green keepsake space, where the valuables from Jiefan Zi were left. The first time, he had entered Universe Boat and fought 5 Chaos Master. He had gotten trapped in the 9th abyss, yet he had put away the valuables from Jiefan Zi, because of the inheritance from Duan Dong River. The second time, he had gone to get the White Wing, and after getting it, he had separated his 2 bodies. However, Huge Axe had suddenly died, so Luo Feng had summoned his golden horned beast body. This was the third time. He had been flying in Universe Boat for 400 years, and he had suddenly learned about Peishing Master. There's a saying from my home planet, Earth, good things are a long time in coming, Luo Feng whispered. I failed several times. Can there be some surprising gifts in the green keepsake space of Jiefan Zi? Actually, he didn't care much about that keepsake space. To him, other wings of Shawu Wing were obviously much more important than the valuables left by Jiefan Zi. He turned around the second he learned about Peishing Master. Perhaps there is a happy surprise. Luo Feng smiled, closed his eyes, and kept practicing. Ice Flower Rock World of the inner area of Tilted Peak Sector. The white boat was flying in the sky. Huh? Nothing. Luo Feng sat in the hall of the boat. He had 4 wings on his back. When I sensed that white wing, it was dozens of light years away from me. Yet now, I can't sense anything. Either that wing isn't the one I want, or he's not in Ice Flower Rock World anymore. Luo Feng frowned. He looked at the outside world. There were giant flowers growing in Ice Flower Rock World. The flowers looked beautiful, but there was a sense of killing hidden in them. The entire space was made up endless flowers. What should I do? I can't find them anyway. Luo Feng frowned. It was very difficult to track a great being in the three lands of Extremis. After all, it might take someone several eras for a great being to wait for a valuable to be born. Even though the intelligence network of the Hong Alliance was impressive, there hadn't been any updates on Pei-Shing Master's traces. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. Perhaps I can do this. Luo Feng smiled. He had a thought, and a being showed up, which was a golden horned beast. It was carrying a pair of white wings. When I was looking for Heavenly Young Knight on the original stars, I only had one pair of wings, thought Luo Feng. I could only sense the white wings when I was close enough to Heavenly Young Knight. With two pairs of wings, I can feel it dozens of light years away in Tilted Peak Sector, even with the waters and wing space in the middle. Apparently, the more wings I have, the stronger the summoning will be. If I combine all three pairs of wings, the detection distance will be far. The detection distance of one pair was less than 10 billion kilometers. The detection distance of two pairs was dozens of light years. What about three pairs? Hundreds of light years. Thousands of light years. No matter how dangerous the inner area of Tilted Peak Sector was, Pei-Shing Master had been in Ice Flower Rock World 90 years ago, and a Universe Master wouldn't be able to go too far. Luo Feng should be able to sense it. White wings, Luo Feng thought. The pair of white wings merged with the back of the Earthling original body. Just as they merged, the four silver wings and the white wings integrated like gears, forming 6 perfect wings after connecting with each other. Weng! The 6 silver wings on Luo Feng's back suddenly shook. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed, and he looked exhilarated. The summoning. That direction. Luo Feng looked at a direction in the distance, as he could clearly sense the summoning coming from there. Other wings of Shawu. There they are. Luo Feng was thrilled. It didn't matter whether those wings belonged to Pei-Shing Master or not. There was a summoning, so there were wings in that direction. Let's go. Luo Feng drove Boat of Mausoleum and raced toward along that direction. Luo Feng understood that the sensing was mutual, and if the other side ran away, it would be a trouble for him. However, the other side didn't know where the summoning came from. A great being in the three lands of Extremis would only think of it as an opportunity, so they wouldn't run. Besides, Luo Feng was closer to the exit, while the other side was farther away. Even if he was trying to run, Luo Feng could stop him. Luo Feng dashed toward the other side with his craving for those wings. The waves were tumbling and sweeping through the area. The space was annihilated every time it was hit. A strange, 3-level tower was on the waves. That direction, all 4 faces of Pei-Shing Master looked confused. My wings. The black wings on his back were trembling. Summoning. Something's calling me. Pei-Shing Master was excited. Am I really that lucky? I've stayed in the Holy Universe for 18 eras, and my chance comes right after entering Universe Ocean. In the Holy Land, Pei-Shing Master had heard a great deal about the dangers and opportunities in the 3 lands of Extremis. He'd been expecting the chance for a long time, especially after hearing that a brat, who had only practiced for fewer than 20 eras, had obtained the Duandong River inheritance that even the ancestor wanted. Humph. With my power, as long as I don't meet a Universe Supreme Master, I'll be safe. Pei-Shing Master was very confident. He had fought quite a few Universe Masters before, and even Universe Masters at top-tier level 5 couldn't hurt him. It's in the inner area, so Universe Supreme Masters shouldn't be here. Even Supreme Masters need to show some respect for Purple Moon Holy Land. Pei-Shing Master's interest was piqued. He flew in that direction with his palace true treasure. The farther he flew, the more confident he got. Ha ha. The valuable summoning me is also flying toward me. It must be carried by a Universe Master, and that Universe Master also senses the summoning. Pei-Shing Master was content. Based on his speed, he must be a universe master instead of a supreme universe master. Peishing Master grew more excited after confirming that the individual on the other side wasn't a supreme universe master. They could feel each other, and they were racing toward each other as fast as possible. Only the stronger one can win. The stronger one will get the valuable. Peishing Master was growing more and more excited. I just left the Holy Land, and I'll be renowned in Universe Ocean. Universe Masters from Holy Lands thought differently, as they had eternal lives. Some loved adventures, some loved killing, and some wanted to be renowned in Universe Ocean like Peishing Master. It was quite normal for Universe Masters to have such thoughts. Sheesh. They are coming really fast. Great. Luo Feng accelerated his boat of mausoleum. The wings on his back were shaking vigorously, and the calling was getting stronger and stronger. It saves me time. I'll kill you instantly. Sparing this being's life. Luo Feng didn't even consider it. Since the Purple Moon Holy Land had already given a killing order, he didn't need to show any mercy to their beings. More than 20 years passed, and they got closer and closer to each other. The calling was driving both of them mad. Incredible, incredible. Peishing Master felt that the four wings were trying to fly away. The summoning made Peishing Master's godly body tremble. What kind of valuables have such strong summoning? Are my wings parts of a supreme true treasure? Peishing Master was excited. Ah? He thought. Could I have such a great chance, too? If even that human Luo Feng can get the Duan Dong River inheritance, why can't I get a supreme true treasure? The individual on the other side only has a component, so he might not have realized how precious it is. Peishing Master's heart was racing. They were drawing closer to each other. In the sky above the mountains, two traces of light flew toward each other, one from the left and one from the right. Here it comes. Peishing Master was ready to attack. I'll stay in my true treasure palace first. I just entered Universe Ocean, and I rarely show my true treasure palace. Few know about it. If I show my palace, he'll know that I'm good at binding and that he won't be able to get away if he's trapped. He might fly away now. I'll show my true self later, said Luo Feng. He might run away if he sees my face. Though I can trap him with Golden Country and Snow Sand Ocean, it'll still take me a lot of time. I might as well save some time. Such a competitor. I might just give him a quick death. Luo Feng stayed in the white boat and didn't leave. They kept approaching each other. Just when the two true treasure palaces were only 1 billion kilometers away from each other. Hong. Peishing Master with 4 faces and 16 arms had his 4 black wings wide open and appeared in the space. He thought it was close enough. There is no escape for you, said Peishing Master as he looked at the white jade boat in the distance away. He was filled with fighting spirit, and the 4 black wings on his back were shooting out 5 streams of light rays, representing the 5 laws of gold, wood, water, fire, and earth. The might of these 5 light rays soared up high in the sky, high like a rainbow, and immediately moved over to enshroud the white jade boat in the distance. From Peishing Master's point of view, even if the other party stayed hidden within the palace true treasure, he would still be able to trap him by using a restraining technique. Then he could direct the other party to some extremely dangerous environment within the internal domain of Tilted Peak Sector, where he could make use of it to kill the other party. Then the treasure would be without a master. Just the beckoning of mutual attraction between the treasure and him would bring it flying over to him. My precious. Peishing Master was looking forward to laying his hands on the treasure. Peishing Master, shouted a voice. Huh? Peishing Master was shocked. Suddenly, something felt wrong. He could see the white jade boat stopping too, and walking out of it was a man with 6 silver wings. Peishing Master momentarily rejoiced at the sight of the 6 silver wings. His wings were originally silver, too. But when he saw the man, his expression changed instantly. Human. Black hair. Silver wings. It only took a fleeting moment for a name to surface in his mind, Luo Feng. The one person he was most jealous of. How could he not recognize him? Without a palace-type supreme true treasure in hand, any universe master who crossed paths with Luo Feng had no chance of survival. No. Pei Xing Master turned around and flew straight into the three-story minaret behind him. He knew there was no escape. But he was reluctant to admit it. He had been in the Holy Land universe for as long as 18 reincarnation eras, a very long time. And finally, he had made it here to the universe ocean. He felt that his name had just started to make an impact within universe ocean, so he couldn't bear the thought of dying now. Although he knew he could not escape, he still longed to run away. He would try his very best to hang on to even the slightest hope of survival. Why are you trying to escape? Luo Feng shook his head. How nice if we could have a conversation. Luo Feng stretched out his left hand, and in the middle of his palm was a miniature star tower. Star Tower flew out and expanded rapidly. A deep abyss black hole appeared at the base level and took aim at the faraway Pei Xing Master. An incomparably strong suction power was directly exerted over Pei Xing Master, causing Pei Xing Master, who had previously been flying toward the three-story minaret right next to him, to instantly let out an anguished howl. Pei Xing Master, void of any strength for resistance, was pulled toward Star Tower. Why can't you give me a chance? Give me a chance for survival. Pei Xing Master did not even have the motivation to put up a struggle anymore. Previously, he was still hopeful that Luo Feng would not execute any of his killer moves. Then with that little amount of time, he could perhaps try to make a hasty escape. From a universe master's point of view, being sucked into Star Tower was an absolute nightmare. He had not expected Luo Feng to execute such a killer move the moment he arrived. You are so cooperative, said Luo Feng. If only you weren't from Purple Moon Holy Land, I might still spare your life. What a pity that you are from Purple Moon Holy Land. Your only option is annihilation. Luo Feng shook his head. Star Tower, originally exerting a suction force, was instantly driven to the fourth layer of secret engravings by Luo Feng and started executing the technique of smashing. To make things efficient, Luo Feng also executed extermination. With extreme might, Star Tower bombarded Pei Xing Master's four-faced head at lightning speed. Pei Xing Master had 16 arms, and all 16 tried to stop Star Tower at the same time. Unfortunately, they were instantly smashed to ashes, and Star Tower continued smashing all the way to the head of Pei Xing Master. Shortly after, complete annihilation. Using power that was at the 8th tier, as the top level against Pei Xing Master was immensely effective. He had just come out of his Holy Land universe without any pinnacle true treasure armor, and his defense level of godly power was barely comparable to a power that was at 4th tier, as the top level. He was simply too weak. Pei Xing Master's only merit was his ability to restrain. His combat power, defense ability, and other forms of abilities were only at the 4th tier standard. He was only good at restraining and escaping. These two skills were considered to be at the 5th tier standard, but were not enough to be considered as the 5th tier, as the top standard yet. So by using an 8th tier, as the top level power to kill a universe master, who only wielded a 4th tier, as the top level power, the difference was 4 levels apart. It was akin to a 5th stage top tier existence, like Primal Chaos City Leader, killing a 1st stage top tier existence, like someone who had just become a universe master, whose life gene was merely at 100 times, and who owned true treasures of inferior quality, theoretically speaking, the weakest kind of universe master. Of course, with one swift move, it was an instant kill. After all, it was an attack with a strength that was similar to that used to attack Great Thunder Star Master. Using power at this level to attack a universe master, whose defense standard was only at the level of the 4th tier, as the top level. Naturally, the task was a piece of cake. One smash from Star Tower, and instant annihilation was achieved. Various kinds of true treasures, like a suit of armor, wings, and a 3-story minaret, were left floating about the surroundings. 2 pairs of wings that had turned back to silver wings instantly transformed into silver light, and flew to Luo Feng without further ado. Keep. With a wave of his hand, Luo Feng claimed the 2 pair of wings and all other true treasures that had once belonged to Pei Xing Master. For the time being, he was not keen to look into what kind of treasures Pei Xing Master had. After all, how many precious treasures could someone who had just come out of a Holy Land universe possibly have? To be able to own 2 pairs of wings was already quite impressive. Wings. Luo Feng caught hold of the 2 pairs of wings that were flying toward him. With a grin, he flew back into his little, white jade boat. Shawu wings were a super strong treasure. The combination of the wings exuded an aura with an oppressive force that was extremely strong. It would be better for him to experiment within the boat of Mausoleum. Purple Moon Holy Land Universe. No. Luo Feng. A bitter and shrill roar was heard, then Pei Xing Master's avatar, sustained by his godly power, instantly disappeared. The guards that were standing outside the palace were shocked. Their noble universe master, what had happened? His avatar, sustained by his godly power, had disappeared. Annihilated. In the core region of Purple Moon Holy Land Universe, where the universe origin was, a purple figure turned around to look into the distance. His gaze bore through the obstructions in time and space to look at the palace. After all, this was his miniature universe. Everything that happened in this miniature universe, so long as he had the intention of looking into them, could bring about the reversal of time and space to investigate anything that happened. He held Luo Feng in high regard. Besides, a universe master under his command had been annihilated, and before he was annihilated, he had shouted Luo Feng's name. Of course, this would raise concern. Pei Xing. Annihilated. By Luo Feng. Purple Moon Ancestor immediately sent his command via voice transmission. Juhua. Ancestor. Within his own godly palace, Juhua True God suddenly heard a voice ringing in his mind. Without further ado, he responded with deference. Purple Moon Ancestor continued to give his command. Pei Xing Master has been annihilated, most likely when attacked by Luo Feng. Send my orders. All of my universe masters, who are within the surroundings of Pei Xing Master's residence, must exercise extreme vigilance. Juhua True God was shocked beyond words. Pei Xing Master was supposed to be in Tilted Sector region, was he not? And Luo Feng should have been in the universe boat, right? Yes, Luo Feng had been missing, without a trace, for a long time. When considering the fastest speed a universe master could travel at, he would most likely make it to the region where Pei Xing Master's place of residence was. Without further ado, he replied, "Yes, Ancestor. I will transmit your orders right away." The black, little boat was advancing through space at high speed. Obviously, that was Luo Feng, who had once again changed the color of his boat of Mausoleum. The reaction that Purple Moon Holy Land would give in response to Pei Xing's annihilation was not Luo Feng's concern. Right now, his focus was entirely on his Shawu wings. Amidst the space of inheritance and within the boat of Mausoleum, Luo Feng looked up into the sky and saw 5 huge, outspread wings having a whale of a time. The 5 pairs of wings were crazily connecting and corresponding with one another, exuding bouts of oppressive force. The oppressive force was getting stronger with the passage of time, even stronger than any other supreme true treasures like Black Prison Tower, Yang Jun Rod, or Great Thunder's battle armor. It was stronger than everything else Luo Feng had encountered so far. Only 5 pairs of wings, yet the oppressive force was so ridiculously strong. How precious indeed. Luo Feng was in awe. Everything was within his expectations. After all, the 2 pairs of wings were only inferior to a supreme true treasure, so what if there were 3 pairs? Or 4 pairs? Or even 5 or 6 pairs? According to Luo Feng's speculations, it should have been higher than an ordinary supreme true treasure by several levels. After all, these 2 pairs alone were only second to a supreme true treasure. So, theoretically speaking, 3 pairs of wings that corresponded to one another should already possess the power of a supreme true treasure. In mid-air, the evolution was still in progress. Internally, the 5 pairs of wings were continuously evolving and combining, which might bring about the integration of various secret engravings to form a more extensive and complex diagram of secret engravings. Then, finally, everything came to a rest. Shawu wings. Luo Feng pointed afar, and his godly power was immediately infused into the wings. "How," he whispered. "Indeed, there are injuries." He would not have known if he had not made the comparison. Compared to the previous 2 pairs of wings, which had been restored after absorbing the internal blade energy of the origin, these 2 new pairs of wings were obviously one notch lower. Especially when godly power was circulating within the 2 pairs of wings, their powers were obviously greatly reduced. The last time, a large amount of internal blade energy of the origin was consumed. I was hoping this time would be more energy-saving. And also, the 6th pair of wings is yet to be found. Luo Feng sighed. Luo Feng had placed the origin within the first pair of wings of Shawu wings. At that moment, as he manipulated the 2 new pairs of wings into absorbing energy, a tremendous amount of blade energy with extremely terrifying power suddenly came gushing out from the inside the origin. Streams of blade rays visible to the naked eye came surging out from within. These blade rays were circulating in continuous motion about the surface of Shawu wings, especially before the 3rd and 4th pairs of wings, like water flowing through a dry riverbed. The moment these circulating blade rays touched the 2 pairs of wings, they would be swallowed. "I will need to wait slowly." Luo Feng sat down right away, cross-legged, and waited quietly. He was experienced. The previous time, to restore the 2 pairs of wings, swallowing energy from the origin had taken around half a day. Time passed. After around 35 hours, the frightening ripples within the upper space started to disperse and finally, everything stopped. It was essential to know that every blade ray wielded an attack that was more terrifying than an attack by any Universe Supreme Master. Even a Pinnacle Palace True Treasure, upon being attacked by a blade ray, would be shattered and reduced to ashes. How strong such a ripple was. "Shawu, how much energy from the origin have you consumed?" Luo Feng asked right away. "Previously, I consumed about 2/10, Shawu replied. "This time around, the amount should also be around 2/10. Luo Feng heaved a sigh of relief. Still acceptable. Internally, the amount of blade storm energy of the origin left was still around 6/10. With only the last pair of wings left, even if it required restoration, there should have been enough energy. The energy within the origin was infused by an existence that far exceeded a Universe Supreme Master. Whether it exceeded it by 1 level, or even more than 1 level, one thing was for sure, it was definitely above that of a Universe Supreme Master. Such an existence facilitated the conversion of conserved energy within the origin. It was absolutely the greatest trump card anyone could own. It might have been the most terrifying trump card possible. Unconsciously, the energy that dispersed in all directions would sweep up everything in its path. It would destroy Pinnacle Palace True Treasures, and if all of this energy were gathered at one point, any supreme true treasure in its way was destined for destruction. Especially when it was executed through blades. Then it would be even more terrifying. All this while, Luo Feng still had not used it. While he was in the primal universe, he could not bear to use it, yet, when he was in Universe Ocean, there was no need for him to use it. The primal universe had an ironclad law. Any attack executed by an individual great being, regardless of how powerful it was, would be suppressed to the level of 6th tier as the top. And once there was an outburst of energy from the origin that originated from any great being, it would be suppressed by the law of the primal universe to the level of 6th tier as the top. If that happened, Luo Feng would greatly regret this opportunity, would he not? He might have suspected that the origin of the primal universe could be suppressed, but he was unwilling to take that gamble. After all, this origin within Universe Ocean was certainly powerful enough to sweep up everything. However, in Universe Ocean, the appropriate opportunity was essential. After all, given Luo Feng's current ability, he was capable of dealing with most of the dangers in his way. Come here. With a move of intention, the 5 pairs of wings rapidly descended from the sky above and integrated themselves onto Luo Feng's back. With 10 widespread wings on his back, Luo Feng activated his godly power. Hua! 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 Silver armor extended out of Shawu wings and very quickly moved to entirely envelop Luo Feng. Battle armor. At the level of a supreme true treasure. Luo Feng was dumbfounded. This video will end here.